You are standing at a party. Across the room, you see a group of native English speakers laughing and having a great time. You want to walk over, you want to join them, but your heart starts beating fast, your palms get sweaty, and you realize you have no idea what to say.
Oh my goodness, that is my absolute worst nightmare. If I walk up to them and say, "Hello, my name is Anna. How are you today?" they will look at me like I am an alien. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Easy English for Beginners channel. I am your co-host, Anna.
And I am Tom. What Anna just described is the #1 fear for English learners. It is not grammar, it is not spelling. It is the fear of being awkward. When you learn English from a textbook, you learn robotic phrases, but native speakers don't use those. They use unspoken rules.
Unspoken rules. What does that mean?
It means there is a secret social code to starting a conversation naturally, and today we are giving you the 5 cheat codes to master it. We are not giving you boring vocabulary lists. We are using the second brain method.
Yes, for our new listeners, the second brain method is the ultimate memory hack. Instead of translating words in your head, which makes you pause and look nervous, we create crazy, funny pictures in your mind. Because your brain remembers weird images instantly, the right English phrase will just pop out of your mouth automatically.
Exactly. By the end of this episode, you will have the confidence to walk up to anyone, anywhere, and start a conversation without sounding weird. Let's dive into the first unspoken rule. Anna, what is the hardest part about talking to a stranger?
Honestly, just saying the very first word. The silence is so heavy. It feels like there is a wall between us.
That is exactly right. And that brings us to our first phrase. When you say that first sentence to remove the awkward silence, you break the ice.
Break the ice. Okay, let's build our first second brain picture.
Imagine you are walking up to a stranger at a coffee shop, but instead of saying hello, you pull out a giant wooden hammer. Between you and the stranger is a massive freezing block of ice. You swing the hammer and smash the ice into a million pieces. Suddenly, the stranger smiles at you.
Smashing a giant ice block with a hammer. That is so aggressive, but I will never forget it.
Perfect. Breaking the ice means doing or saying something to make a tense social situation feel relaxed. A joke is a great way to break the ice. You can tell your friend, "I was so nervous to talk to him, but I made a joke about the coffee to break the ice."
That is so natural. Okay, so I broke the ice, the conversation started, but Tom, how do I know if the person actually wants to talk to me? What if they're busy or in a bad mood?
That is the second unspoken rule. Before you start a long conversation, you have to do phrase number 2. You have to read the room.
Read the room, like reading a book?
Sort of. Picture this. You walk into a room full of people. Suddenly, your eyes turn into glowing red laser beams like a robot from a sci-fi movie. You scan everyone's face with your lasers, analyzing if they look happy, sad, or angry before you open your mouth.
Glowing red laser eyes scanning people's faces. I love that image.
To read the room means to observe the mood and emotions of the people around you. If everyone is quiet and stressed and you walk in shouting a funny joke, you did not read the room. You can say, "I wanted to ask my boss for a vacation, but he looked so angry, so I read the room and stayed quiet."
That is advanced psychology. It shows you have high emotional intelligence. Okay, so I broke the ice, I read the room, they're smiling, we're talking. How do I describe that feeling when you just instantly become friends with someone?
When the connection is instant and perfect, we use phrase number 3. You say, "We hit it off."
Hit it off. Okay, let's make a second brain picture for this one.
Imagine you and your new friend are standing in a baseball stadium. The pitcher throws the ball. Instead of one bat, you both swing the exact same baseball bat together at the exact same time, and you hit the ball completely out of the stadium. The crowd goes wild.
Hitting a home run together. That perfectly captures the feeling of a great conversation.
Exactly. Hitting it off means immediately liking each other and getting along perfectly. You come home from a party and your friend asks about the guy you met. You could say, "He was so funny, we just instantly hit it off."
I love that phrase. It sounds so native. But what if we don't hit it off instantly? What if the conversation gets quiet again? How do I keep it going?
To keep a conversation alive, you have to use phrase number 4. You have to find common ground.
Find common ground. Okay, I want to try making the picture for this one.
Go ahead, Anna.
I'm picturing myself and the stranger standing in the middle of a huge, deep ocean. We're balancing on a tiny 1-meter circle of solid dirt, the ground. We're holding on to each other so we don't fall into the water. The tiny piece of dirt is our common ground.
That is a brilliant second brain image. Common ground means discovering a shared interest or a shared belief. Maybe you both love dogs or you both hate waking up early. That shared thing is your solid dirt in the ocean. You can say, "We didn't talk much at first, but once we realized we both love video games, we found some common ground."
It's like finding a safe place in the conversation. Okay, Tom, I have one last problem. What if I see someone I really, really want to talk to? Maybe an attractive guy or an important boss. I know all these rules, but I'm just too scared to walk over.
Fear is the final boss. When you're terrified, but you force yourself to do it anyway, you use phrase number 5. You have to bite the bullet.
Oh my, that sounds intense.
It is. Imagine you are standing at the edge of the party looking at the person you want to talk to. You're shaking with fear. So you reach into your pocket, pull out a giant heavy silver bullet, put it between your teeth and bite down as hard as you can. Suddenly, you feel completely fearless and you march across the room.
Biting a piece of metal to get courage. That's an unforgettable image.
To bite the bullet means to force yourself to do something difficult or scary that you've been avoiding. You can say, "I was terrified to introduce myself to the CEO, but I finally bit the bullet and said hello."
That is incredibly powerful. Let's see if our listeners have their second brains fully activated. It's time for the party survival test. Listeners, visualize the crazy pictures and shout the answers out loud with us.
You smash a giant ice block with a hammer so you can
break the ice. Start the conversation.
You scan everyone's face with red laser eyes. You're trying to
read the room. Understand the mood.
You hit the baseball bat together and hit a home run. You two
hit it off. Became instant friends.
You're standing together on a tiny island of dirt in the ocean. You managed to
find common ground. Discover a shared interest.
You put a giant piece of silver metal between your teeth for courage. You decided to
bite the bullet. Face your fear.
Excellent. You passed the test. You now have the exact psychological tools that native speakers use to make friends and start conversations without ever sounding awkward.
This is a total game changer. I feel like I have a social superpower now. Listeners, which of these 5 pictures was your favorite? Tell us in the comments below. I want to know if you liked the laser eyes or the giant hammer the most.
Yes, drop a comment. And if this second brain method helped you feel more confident, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We release new, easy English secrets every single week.
Thank you for hanging out with us today. Go out there, bite the bullet, and start a conversation.
See you next time, everyone.